At Walker Industries, we acknowledge that all employees and contractors have a right to work in a safe and healthy environment. Our commitment to maintain this environment is achieved by continually improving our health and safety performance, exercising due diligence, meeting all health and safety standards as set out by the legislation. Safety is an integral part of business here at Walker Industries. Safety is a core value. We have achieved this by living and working in a strong safety culture that is made up of 7 philosophies, including pride in work, cooperation, cohesion, communication, participation, plan to work safe, and just think. This workplace culture encourages the values and beliefs that all injuries and illnesses are preventable. We expect the same level of commitment from all of our contractors and subcontractors. The Occupational Health and Safety Act is based on the Internal Responsibility System. All workplace parties, including contractors and subcontractors, are jointly responsible for health and safety within the workplace. Walker Industries strives to achieve excellence in all areas of health and safety. To achieve this, all contractors must ensure they follow the Occupational Health and Safety Act, adhere to the requirements outlined in the Walker Industries Contractor Health and Safety Handbook, complete monthly safety talks and workplace inspections, investigate all safety concerns and incidents, provide a safe working environment at all times for their workers. It is important for you to know how to recognize and correct hazardous situations. Correcting a hazardous situation can prevent a serious injury from occurring. Hazards exist in 4 types. Physical, such as pinch points, mobile equipment, machinery, noise, and dust. Chemical, such as exposure to solvents, soils, gases, vapors, and fumes. Ergonomic, for instance, poor posture, improper lifting, poor lighting, repetition, and poorly designed workstations. Biological, like mold, fungus, and viruses such as West Nile. Once a hazard is identified, there are ways to correct and work safely with them by using engineering controls, such as guarding of a pinch point. Administrative controls, such as developing policies, procedures, or providing training. And the use of personal protective equipment, known as PPE. At Walker Industries, PPE may be required to ensure your safety for various tasks you may perform. The types of equipment used most often may vary from site to site. This includes hard hats, safety boots, and reflective clothing, like vests and coveralls. Fall arrest devices and equipment are required when contractors are exposed to a fall hazard and must use their equipment in accordance with the appropriate regulations. Fall arrest equipment must include full body harness and lanyard that is attached to a suitable anchor point. Eye and face protection, such as safety glasses and face shields. Respirators may be required when working in an environment where your breathing may be affected, for instance, a place that is dirty or dusty. Other safety equipment may include gloves and coveralls. When working with rotating equipment or moving machinery parts, long hair, loose clothing, and jewelry is prohibited. Hearing protection, such as earplugs or muffs, are mandatory in designated high-level noise areas. Contractors are responsible to ensure safety equipment is available and used when required. All injuries, illnesses, property damage, and near misses occurring on the job must be reported to your supervisor immediately, so an accident incident report can be completed. Prompt treatment can help avoid infection and possibly more serious complications. Contractors are also required to report any equipment damage, hazards, and any violations of the Occupational Health and Safety Act. Employees should always be aware of their own safety while performing their duties with respect to safe lifting and carrying, storage and handling of compressed gases, welding and cutting, ladders and scaffolds, tools, good housekeeping, pre-operation checks, pinch points, guarding, overhead power lines, trenching, electrical, hoisting and rigging, machine safety. There are times when you need to work on equipment that may be energized. You must make sure you lock out all sources before proceeding with any work. Energy sources may include electrical, hydraulic, pneumatic, and compressed gases and chemicals. Some pieces of equipment may include more than one energy source, so more than one area may need to be locked out. To ensure effective lockouts, follow these safe lockout steps. Identify all sources of energy. Isolate or neutralize all identified main and storage energy sources. Attach locks and tags. Every person working on the equipment must apply and remove their own lock and tags, ensuring their name, date, and reason for the lockout is clearly identified on the tag. Verify zero energy. Proceed with the work following safe procedures. Communication between a Walker supervisor and the contractor doing work is essential before work commences, during the work performed, and when the job is completed. Upon completion of the work, remove the lock and tag once all employees are accounted for. Only then can equipment be re-energized. A confined space is a location that is not normally intended for human occupancy and that has an atmosphere potentially containing harmful levels of contaminants or unsafe oxygen content. Only contractors that have completed confined space entry training are permitted to enter a confined space. The steps to ensure a safe entry are: performing a hazard assessment prior to commencing work. A confined space permit has to be completed prior to entry. A trained attendant has to be at the entry and must monitor all activity in and out of the confined space. Gas monitoring is conducted during the entry to ensure a safe environment. Rescue procedures and equipment must be available in case of an emergency, and all plans must be communicated with a representative from Walker Industries. Every employee needs to be aware of the danger zone involving mobile equipment. Always remain alert and stay a safe distance from them. Mobile equipment operators are expected to complete a pre-operation inspection, use three-point contact when mounting and dismounting, wear seat belts at all times, obey all signs and speed limits. Ensure communication between you and workers on the ground. Contractors using tools are expected to inspect tools for damage before each use. Ensure no loose clothing or jewelry is worn when operating. Use the appropriate tool for the job being performed. Ensure guards and all safety devices are in place and operational. All contractors are required to know and follow emergency procedures at their work locations. Contractors are to be familiar with location of fire extinguishers, location of first aid and eye wash facilities, emergency contact numbers, including the location of the nearest hospital. This video has provided you with important information to ensure your health and safety while working for Walker Industries. However, this video does not cover all of Walker Industries' safety programs. Site-specific requirements must be reviewed during the contractor orientation prior to commencing work. Safety begins with you. Your attitudes and actions support the belief that workplace injuries can and must be prevented. In this video, we have reviewed your responsibilities, hazard awareness, personal protective equipment, accident reporting, safety on the job, lockout procedures, confined spaces, mobile equipment, tools, and emergency procedures. No job is so important that you cannot take the time to do it safely. It's up to you to use this information and just think. Live the culture, a superior safety culture.